I hate to break it to you, but your house prices are going to have to come down. This is straight from the Bank of Canada as they held their key rate at 2.25% earlier this week. In this video, we're going to talk about why they held the rate, but particularly what it means for you. And we're also going to look at the latest Canadian population numbers, which ties right into the real estate market. And then stick around to the end. I'm going to give you a quick feed on the street perspective of what's happening in the market at the ground level. Real quick before we get started though, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Hasan. I'm a real estate agent in the Vancouver area, and I make educational real estate content to help you on your real estate journey. When I'm not making videos like this, I'm helping people just like you buy and sell real estate across Greater Vancouver and the Fraser Valley. So if that sounds interesting to you, you want to chat with me one-on-one, you can book me for a free call in the Calendly link below or on screen, and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a future video. All right, so the Bank of Canada held its key rate at 2.25%. Here is why they did that. The numbers, if you looked at CPI inflation, if you looked at the GDP numbers, a lot of it pointed towards a struggling economy that was actually in need of a rate cut. Most of the data would point towards actually cutting rates this time around. The key contributor to why the Bank of Canada held rates this time has to do with the conflict happening in the Middle East and what that's doing for energy prices, for gas prices. You're noticing already at the pump how your gas prices have increased. And so what they're expecting from an inflation perspective is that inflation will increase at least in the short term. So it put the Bank of Canada in a really tough spot because the economy is again leaning towards having a rate cut. But there's this knowledge that the longer that the conflict goes on in the Middle East, we're going to see inflation increase. We're going to see our costs go up. Already at the consumer level, like I said, we're seeing it at the gas pump. But if this lasts longer, if the conflict goes on for a longer period of time, we're going to see businesses start taking on more costs when it comes to transport and fuel, and they're going to be passing that down to consumers. So this does have the potential to really have a negative impact on inflation and increase it significantly. So again, Bank of Canada caught between a rock and a hard place. Do we cut rates when we know that inflation is going to go up at least in the short term? They couldn't do it. So ultimately, at the end of the day, they hold the rate. The Bank of Canada senior deputy, Caroline Rogers, she was asked about home prices, gets asked every time in the press conference, what about the housing market? And her response, we are watching the housing market as we always do, but particularly in the urban centers, we need prices to come down. We're going to need home prices to come down to restore affordability in the country. And so they've said it before, she has said it again, housing is obviously important. It's important for the economy in terms of the number of jobs and all of the different services that are related to it that fuel the economy. But make no bones about it, they're not going to make any financial decisions when it comes to the key rate, specifically looking at the housing market. So we have seen this decline in home prices. A lot of it has had to do with, our immigration and what's happening with population, especially when we look at the rental market. I think I touched on rental rates within the last couple videos, how they've been declining now for almost 2 years. We've seen rental rates come down, and one of the big pieces of data we got earlier this week pertains to Canada's population, and this is mind-blowing. For the first time annually, Canada's population declined in 2025, declined by around 100,000 people. BC declined by just over 40,000 people in 2025. That's the size of Mission, essentially. And the big decline is temporary residents, international students, temporary foreign workers. First time on record. This is a country that has been literally built on immigration, and we have seen a significant decline, at least here in BC particularly. But to see a drop-off of any sort, this is tying directly into the housing market, directly in terms of what's happening with the rental units and the rental rates also coming down. So you kind of have this perfect storm, if you will, where we have, record levels of inventory, and I'll talk a little bit about inventory in a second, but you have these record levels of inventory. You have, net negative people coming into the country, and this is basically what kind of fueled that rental market. You have rates that are pretty much just hovering consistent around 4% if you're looking at fixed rates, and the way it's going with the bond yields and what's happening in the Middle East again, it's possible that the fixed rates start to increase. So you have, I will say that these are more normal rates from what we're used to over a longer period of time, but we got spoiled by COVID rates. So the sentiment is that, the rates are high, they could get higher. You have obviously the tariff situation in the US with, people concerned about the economy, inflation again set to rise, things are going to get more expensive. And so you have this perfect storm of events that's just putting all of this pressure on the housing market. And now you see the population actually decline. It's interesting, and what I find most interesting is that, I did a video, I think it was last week, we're talking about official development plans for Vancouver, official development plans or community plans for Surrey, and how everyone's expecting growth. You have Vancouver expecting 45, 50% growth over the next several decades. It's not happening right now. And so, again, I'll reiterate what I said in the last video. There is going to be some change. There's going to be some reform to how Canada is handling the immigration issue. They made mistakes during COVID where they just completely opened up the taps, thinking that people were not going to come back to Canada. Again, country that's built on immigration. It stops in 2020. Federal government panics and says, wow, we need to do something. We need to make sure people still come to Canada. They open up the taps, they drop the rates. We all know what happens. So all of this attributing to what's happening in the housing market. Now, I mentioned that I'm going to give you a feed on the street with, what's actually shaking down. I said, total inventory, yeah. Record levels of total inventory. But one of the interesting things that I'm noticing as I speak with sellers right now, especially, is many of them they're just choosing to hold off entirely. And when I say hold off entirely, I don't mean for a 6-month period and then see what happens in the fall. I'm talking about years. And so you'll have home sellers that were thinking of moving, for example, from a condo to maybe a townhome, or you have, the townhome seller that wants to move into a detached home. Many of them are saying, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait it out. I can stick it out 2 or 3 years. I don't really have to make this move. So you see that on one end of the housing market, where I guess you would say the more consumer-minded buyer and seller, I guess you could say, because they're selling and buying. They're standing pat because there's no quick fix. Very likely, we're going to see home prices continue to decline. I've said for a little bit, though, I do think we've seen a bit of a bottom in that condo market, newer condos at the entry level, at least. But a lot of them are standing pat. A second conversation that's happening very frequently now with a subset of people that are selling and buying is a lot of folks that purchased from, let's say, 2017, 2018 to now, depending on the product type and where they purchase, a lot of them are down on their initial purchase. But they are seeing how much the detached home has come down in different areas, whether that's in the Fraser Valley, particularly Surrey, lots of inventory there. Prices have come down so much that, I'm discussing with several sellers about, they're willing to actually take a hit when they sell their property. They're going to sell for less, but they're going to save $80,000, $100,000, $150,000 as they move into a detached home. So they may take that hit of 40 or 50 grand, but then again, they're saving $150,000 when they move into the next home. So it's kind of like you have two different groups of people navigating this market very differently. You have the folks that are just kind of hunkering down. And again, we're seeing that with new listings where there are not as many coming onto the market, a lot of people waiting and seeing, but then you're seeing people that are eyeing the opportunity in the market. And those are the ones, again, that are looking at kind of the bigger picture and saying, okay, well, I take a bit of a hit here. I stand to gain here. I'm buying for the long term. It's going to be my principal residence. I'm going to do this anyways, whether I do this now or whether I wait for a year. How does waiting for a year necessarily help me if the value of my sale is going to go down as well? So feet on the street, there is activity happening. A lot of it is consumer driven, but make no bones about it. It's a slower market than what we are accustomed to. I think what I'll do next week is I'll give a bit of an update where we're at for March compared to last year. I don't like to do it too soon because if you look at the data on a daily basis, things can flip-flop right away. So I won't do it now, but next week I will incorporate that into the video, kind of where we're standing on the greater Vancouver side from a sales perspective. Will give us a bit of an idea how we're going to finish off the month. Let me know what you thought of the bank holding its key rate and also Canada's population numbers, record-setting population numbers. Put your thoughts in the comments below. Again, if you want to chat real estate with me, you can book me for a call, or you can just give me a call, send me a text, whatever is easiest for you. My contact info is in the description box. I want to thank you so much for watching this week's video, and I look forward to seeing you next week.